Ring of Honor Wrestling airs every week on the Sinclair Broadcast Group Network.
On March 1st in Las Vegas, Ring of Honor celebrates its first Moose-iversary. This is a new beginning.
And this new beginning is one hell of a start for the Moose Nation. And Mark Briscoe, I don't know who you are. Wait, that's a mistake. I know you're a redneck. I know you're a hillbilly. And I know you're toothless. But I think you may be a stepping stone for an NFL legend, my best friend, Moose.
I've told Ring of Honor that we've assembled a team to take Moose straight to the top. We deserve the highest level of competition. We deserve championships, and we will have them. But first, we have to deal with the other one. So, Mark Briscoe, let me put this into terms like an elite athlete is used to. Think of this as a scouting report in Las Vegas that you can take back to your brother, that you can take back to the world, and let them know what it's like to be absolutely flattened by a moose. Moose. Moose.
Welcome back, everybody. Pro Wrestling Experience here on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. Josh Lopez alongside Brian Loveless. Joining the air with us right now, continuing our promotion for Ring of Honor's 13th anniversary, which will be live on pay-per-view from Las Vegas, Nevada. We'll be talking to Stokely Hathaway, who's the manager for Moose. Stokely, welcome to the show, buddy.
Hey, how's it going? Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely,
No
man.
problem.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Just excited to be on the air with you guys and, just spread the word of the Moose Nation, of course. So, we have this big match coming up in Vegas, pay-per-view, Moose versus Mark Briscoe. And, it's the beginning of Moose's, ascension to the top.
Let's get to know you a little bit. As always, I ask my guests, what does wrestling mean to you personally?
Wrestling is, of course, my life. I started with the Ring of Honor dojo only about, I would say, a year and a half ago. I was trained by Delirious. I'm sure you all know him. He's an excellent trainer. Absolutely. And, slowly I, climbed the ranks of Ring of Honor, and, I got to meet Moose, and it just, we chatted, we talked, and I saw potential in this man. Moose is an NFL legend. So, I said to myself, I want to be the man in Ring of Honor. And this guy, Moose, can help me get to the top.
Well, Moose wasn't your first thing you've done in Ring of Honor. I remember you walking aside R.D. Evans and Veda Scott with the new streak. Tell us, for those who haven't seen Ring of Honor in a little while, what happened, why did you guys split, and how did this joining forces with you and Moose and Veda Scott came to be?
Of course. Well, I've known Moose for years, and R.D. Evans came to me and he said that he thought I had a lot of potential. I became his assistant, if you want to call it that, and pretty much I was the official counter for the streak. R.D. Evans had the new streak, and pretty soon he was able to cash in this quote unquote streak for a shot at the TV title. And it was at Glory by Honor in San Antonio, Texas. It was last year, November 15th. I'll never forget. And, to be perfectly honest, I never really liked the way RD treated me. I really didn't like the way Veda treated me. And, Moose and I, we looked at each other and we said, this is the time, this is the place. And so Moose ended the streak. Lethal was able to retain the TV championship, and we just went our own way.
Can you trust Veda Scott?
I trust her now more than I did before. She apologized for everything that she's done in the past, and Veda has seen the light. Veda has seen the light of the Moose Nation, and we know that it's a matter of time before Moose holds the Ring of Honor World Championship, and that's the ultimate goal, because when Moose succeeds, we all succeed.
How would you describe your experience so far in Ring of Honor?
It's been fantastic. I trash talk a lot about everyone on the roster, especially the Briscoes, but, to be honest with you, it's still a little surreal to be a part of this company. You look at guys like Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, Jay Lethal, just to be in the locker room with them and to be able to learn and to watch. It's really like a blessing. And those same guys, that I respect, ultimately, again, they're going to fall to the Moose Nation, but it's all just been like a blessing. And, the sky's the limit, and by the end of 2015, I guarantee you we're going to be at the top of the food chain.
Now we're talking to Stokely Hathaway from Ring of Honor. You can follow me on Twitter at Stokely Hathaway. Ring of Honor's 13th anniversary is live on pay-per-view on March 1st from Las Vegas, Nevada. You're listening to the Pro Wrestling Experience here on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. We got this upcoming match with Mark Briscoe. Mark is a long veteran of Ring of Honor. I'm sure he's not the first of many targets for Moose, but what is your thoughts on Mark Briscoe?
Mark is very talented, of course. Mark is a former tag team champion. Mark has competed against the best. I really don't have anything against him personally. It's all business, of course. Mm-hmm. And again, he's one of those guys in the locker room that I respect, but ultimately he is a stepping stone. And we have our eyes on the prize. We're going to climb that mountaintop. And I kind of feel bad for him because, live on pay-per-view is going to be a massacre. And I know Papa Briscoe and all the other, hillbillies in his family, they're going to be watching, but it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be a wrestling match. It's going to be pure destruction. And, it is what it is. But as far as him personally, I'm sure that he's a decent guy, but again, he's a stepping stone to us.
Do you have any interest in expanding your group? Is there any guys on the roster that you would like to be associated with Moose, or are you happy with what you're doing right now?
We're always looking at expansion. Michael Elgin, that's one guy that, I think would be an excellent addition to the Moose Nation. He has a little attitude problem, but I can easily nip that in the bud. But aside from that, I think he would be a great addition. Adam Cole, ACH, Evan Bourne even. Well, I'm sorry, not Evan Bourne. He's reborn now. He's now Matt Seidel. So, he's excellent. Again, to be able to sit down and watch them perform, watch them do what they do. If we had those guys in the Moose Nation, we would be unstoppable. We would just dominate this company.
In past years, wrestling managers or advocates use different labels. Like Paul Heyman says he's an advocate. There's people that said they're clients or representatives or this or that. You mentioned that you are a wrestler and that you were trained in Ring of Honor Doja. How would you describe yourself as a manager? Do you have a certain label, or are you just a manager for Moose?
I really don't like the term manager because, like you said, I am a trained professional wrestler. Actually wrestled a Cheeseburger a couple weeks ago. That was in Dearborn, Michigan. Cheeseburger cheated, of course, to get the win, which I'm still a little upset about. However, Moose and I are best friends. Veda and I, we're all friends. I view it as I'm just looking out for Moose's best interest. Moose is a client of Veda Scott as well. Veda is Moose's lawyer, mm-hmm. And I'm I'm the guy who just gets things done. I'm like the hype man in a sense. I tell Moose when to do something, when's the best time to do it, and that's pretty much it. I think as far as, not saying that the term manager is a bad thing, but there's just a little more going on than me walking Moose to the ring and making sure that he wins, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand. If people never seen Moose before, what can people expect from him at the 13th anniversary show?
He's basically a powerhouse. Moose is a former NFL star who just on his own decided to become a professional wrestler, which to me, that's amazing. Moose in the NFL, the sky was the limit, and he's always dreamed of being a wrestler. He did it. Now he's in Ring of Honor. He's on television, and I think it's no secret that there are major companies out there who are vying for Moose. And again, Moose has said no. Moose's ultimate goal is the Ring of Honor World Championship. And this man has gone toe-to-toe with former champions. Again, he took Michael Elgin to the limit. He's going to take Mark Briscoe to the limit. He's going to beat him. And Moose is just a powerhouse. He is what I like to call the monster of Ring of Honor.
Who you say is your biggest influence in your time in the wrestling business so far?
Oh, wow, that's a good one. I would say probably Delirious. Believe it or not, we have a lot in common. He always gives me feedback, advice. Again, he's been my trainer, and he's a little wacky. He's a little out there, and so am I. I'm sure you could tell by my attire in my wrestling gear, but I would say, he's been a huge influence on my career.
Are you still, watching other wrestling companies out there? Because I've talked to other Ring of Honor stars in the past, and some of them come off with the vibe where, they're fine with what they're doing. They don't need to learn from other shows. I'm one for, promoting the good in wrestling and learning everything from every type of show. That's what we do here in our show. And so are you watching other shows, and who do you gravitate to as far as other wrestling companies?
I try to watch everything. Again, New Japan, WWE, TNA, I'm just like you. I think it's very important to know the competition, to know who's out there, who's on the rise. And, it's to me, I think it's very important to just look outside of your circle or your bubble. And as far as guys that I think are impressive or just killing it right now, I would say Mizdow. I think he's hilarious. He took something so small and he made it into something so big. Just guys like that who they were given the smallest opportunity and they just blew up. And the same thing happened with me. I was RD's sign holder and the official counter of the new streak, and look where I am now. So to me, it's just it's an amazing thing.
One more thing before we let you go. For those who are tuning into the pay-per-view, and I don't know if Mark's listening to this right now, but if he was, what would you say to Mark Briscoe right now?
Well, Mark doesn't own a computer. I'm sure he doesn't know what the internet is, so I highly doubt that he's listening. But if somehow, he got a hold of this interview, I would just tell him I'm sorry. Mainly because, again, it's going to be a massacre. For everyone who thinks that it's going to be a good back and forth match, it's going to be, 60 stars, people are going to be screaming and ripping their clothes off. It's not. We're going to walk in there. We have a clear objective, and that is to destroy Mark Briscoe. And again, he is a stepping stone. I just hope that he warns his brother Jay, because we're coming after the Ring of Honor World Championship, and by the end of 2015, is going to be ours.
I want to thank Stokely Hathaway for coming on the Pro Wrestling Experience. Don't forget to check out Ring of Honor's 13th anniversary live on pay-per-view March 1st from Las Vegas, Nevada. Stokely, man, I really appreciate you coming on the show today. Really cool guy. I am enjoying your work so far. I'm sure the Moose Nation will rise in 2015, and hopefully you could come on the show again sometime.
Awesome. We'll do at any time. Thank you guys for having me.
Talk to you later.